probably know geniuses like Einstein, Charles Darwin, or Cleopatra. Well, in these three books, Charlie is recruited by Dante and Liliana, two very good agents from the CIA, and she finds all these treasures. In the first book, she meets Dante and Liliana for the first time while she is skiing with her friends. They say they'll recruit her to find Pandora, Einstein's code. It's a very dangerous code that could make the USA very powerful. So she sets out to find this code with Dante and Liliana. In the end, they do find the code actually, but they think it's too. She thinks that it's too dangerous for the world. Dante and Liliana still wants to have it for the CIA, but Charlie doesn't give it to them. The code is burned in the fire, but remains in Charlie's brain. So she's the only girl in the whole entire world who knows the code Einstein made. In the second book, she goes to find a treasure that Charles Darwin lost. No, he found and hid. So she knew that Charles Darwin hid the treasure by looking at the CIA secret folders. They have the list of geniuses that Einstein found that had hidden treasures themselves. So she finds Charles Darwin's treasure with the help of Dante and Liliana. So they found that the treasure is the species that humans evolved before into, like, the species in between humans and monkeys. So she thinks the world is not ready for them. She's sure the scientists will come into the Amazon to look for these species, and the animals had to spend their whole entire lives in labs, and she thinks it's so cruel for them, so she doesn't let the other world see. In the third book, it's about Cleopatra. She needs to find the treasure that Cleopatra made before an enemies find it before her. The enemies are this rich family called the Shangs. So in this book, she is very good friends with Dante and Liliana, so they team up to find that Cleopatra. But the CIA betrays Dante and Liliana, though they are one of the best spies they have. Both are heartbroken, and so they help Charlie into finding Cleopatra. They now don't want Pandora for the CIA. In the end, they do find Cleopatra's code, and what she hid was a philosopher's stone. It's a magical substance that turns anything into pure gold. So in the end, Charlie finds it, but she also hides that too from the enemy agents. I love reading this book because this book allows you to solve the clues right next to Charlie Thorn. It has all how to solve the clues and how Charlie Thorn solved them. So if you're making a code, this book can help. And something I noticed from this book is that Stuart Gibbs likes to make his main characters, usually the kids, flawed. In the Fun Jungle series, the main character Teddy is flawed in ways like he can't fight against bullies, or he's not good at the athletic stuff. But he's good at finding things out. Like in Spy School, Erica is flawed in the emotional flawed way. She doesn't take her mistakes as that is okay. She always thinks that she has to be perfect. And in Spy School, the main character Ben is good at the figuring stuff out, but she's not very good at this athletic stuff. So in this book, I was surprised to find out that Charlie Thorn is a mix between Erica and Ben. She's so perfect in mathematics, athletic stuff. Though she has some flaws, but they're not very big. Also, I thought that Dante seemed like a better Alexander. They are both this proud of themselves, they think they're so good, better than Charlie or the other kids. But he's a much better version of Alexander, since Alexander is not a very good spy, but Dante is one of the top spies in the CIA. Also, Liliana is kind of like this girly, grown-up version of Erica. Since she takes longer time to warm up to Charlie, she thinks she's a very bad girl, and she doesn't think that she'll be much help in the uh, help in the mission. And just like Erica, she judges people at first. She doesn't warm up to them, but in the end, she becomes very close with Charlie, almost like a sister. So in this book, Charlie is always underestimated by the other enemies, by grown-ups usually, and the grown-ups always underestimates her. Like they don't think she can find the code, or they don't think she can beat them. But in the end, she always outsmarts them, and even though she's much more smaller than them, she always beats the enemies, and she always outsmarts them and always finds the code first. I enjoyed this book very much, and there's a fourth book coming out this year in April. It's called The Royal Society, and it's like I think it's about the British geniuses, and I'm so excited to read that book since I loved all these three books, and I waited a long time to read the fourth one. Uh, I can't imagine what Stuart Gibbs has prepared for the fourth book of the series, Royal Society. I hope you enjoyed my book review. Happy reading!